These are the plaintiffs, Chelsea and Kimberly. Chelsea says the defendant scammed them on some Pokemon cards he sold them. That's right. He advertised certain cards, but when they received them, the guy exchanged those expensive cards with ones that weren't worth anything. They're suing this con man for the $400 he stole from them. This is the defendant, Nathan. He says he denies a bait and switch and sold the plaintiffs exactly the cards he advertised. These people have been harassing him on social media. They're even bothering his wife on Facebook. And if anyone's owed money today, it's him. He's accused of false advertising. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,000 for harassment.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiffs claim they were scammed by the defendant who sold them worthless Pokemon cards, but the defendant saying the plaintiffs got exactly what they bargained for. It's the case of Hokey Pokey.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Ms. Chelsea and Ms. Kimberly, mother and daughter? Okay, you're suing Mr. Nathan because according to you, he pulled a bait and switch on some Pokemon cards. He has a counterclaim against you for harassment. Tell me what happened.
Well, first of all, I just wanted to back up and say we've been collecting Pokemon cards since about the year 2000, just treasure hunting, having some fun with the kids when they were real little. And we just sort of continued to do that. And so a couple of weeks ago on OfferUp, which is an app, we met Nathan and began chatting over the OfferUp about some Pokemon cards that he had. And when it came time to show pictures, we had to get off and go to texting because you can't show a lot of pictures on texting. But we established a rapport throughout the day on OfferUp and then by texting, and then eventually set up a time to meet in the late night. Actually, it was pretty late by the time I got off work and we made the journey. It was about an hour away to pick up the cards. And when we got there and picked up the cards, when we left and actually looked at what we had gotten, we had given him $400.
Okay, so what you got was not worth $400? Why didn't you look at it before you handed him the $400?
Well, we had established rapport with him throughout the day. He had put a whole box of stuff together and said there was extras included and goodies, and the best one was on top, and it was a holographic Japanese Charizard, which is a good card. And so we thought, oh, he's giving us freebies, and he said he wanted to get rid of all of it. So when he said he wanted to get rid of everything, we didn't think anything would be removed.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I don't understand. Did you open the box or you didn't even open the box?
We opened the box. We did not examine the specific cards inside the binder while we were there.
See, that's the thing. Like, you guys are experienced collectors. I would think that you would open the box and examine the binder and kind of. Why didn't you? You just, I felt like we knew each other because we'd been texting all day. Yeah. That's it?
By the time we got home, it was like 10:30.
And you had really good ratings, too.
He had good ratings. So it was a report. And then also in that moment, it's strange. We were masked. And it was just like a quick...
It was a naive mistake.
There's no good reason. Mr. Nathan, what gives? According to them, they bought it in part because of holographic cards that were supposed to be in there. And according to them, they're not.
Yeah, so I sold it to them as they came and bought it as treasure hunters. I had the lot set up for sale. I didn't have any specific cards laid out from my original post. It was mostly sports cards.
But then during the day, you guys were texting back and forth, right?
Yes. So
and did you not text them that there were holographic cards included in the set?
There was holographic cards included in the set.
And then did you give them the holographic cards?
They would have been scattered throughout the binder and the boxes, yes.
Because they're saying that there were no holographic cards.
Well, the Charizard on top, that one was definitely holographic.
Right, but what about the other ones that you sent a picture of?
Those ones would have been scattered amongst them, and maybe not all of them necessarily included.
Why not all included? What would you be showing them a picture of a holographic card for if you're not including it?
Well, because the main reason I was sending the pictures was informative. They wanted to know what kind of stuff I had and what kind of stuff that they could get. They seem to be really gung-ho about the Charizard. That was pretty much the most iconic.
So just a moment. So did your ad list what was happening and they misunderstood that you were including all the holographic? I'm not understanding. You had an ad and the ad said what? That you were selling what?
So the ad said I had a tote full of cards, miscellaneous. There's 1,000 sports cards, 1,000 Pokemon cards, bunch of extras. I took 5, 6 still photos. Only one contained a glimpse of Pokemon cards, and maybe 8 cards were visible. And even with the
so then when they start talking to you, let's look at the text. Let's see what I'm interested in finding out exactly what conversations you folks have that leads to the purchase.
Yeah, so the pictures that you're seeing, that's the binder that they got. They got those cards in that binder.
Is there any picture here that has pictures of cards you did not include?
I would have to look.
Yeah, I'd like you to look at them because we're in court and this is kind of important. It's what you're being sued for. So, Chelsea, did all these cards come?
No, and you can see some of them are shiny and reflective.
Okay, so this is the second picture that you sent them, and according to them, this is not in the binder. Did you pull out the holographic ones before you gave them the box, Mr. Nathan?
No.
Then did you? Okay, so let's ask it a different way. Were these that are in this picture included in the binder?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're saying these were in the box?
Yes, ma'am.
And they're saying?
Amongst tons, there's tons.
Okay, and they're saying, no, you pulled those out. And I'm concerned because a second ago you started to talk about how, well, not every picture I gave them is of something I was selling to them. It wasn't included in the original ad. So I'm trying to figure out what you're getting at because that sounds like in your head, you know you took some stuff out. So just explain what you took out and why.
I was offering one binder to them and they were inquiring about another binder that wasn't even in the offer up.
And what did that other binder have?
So that's the binder that they're getting the picture, or the majority of those pictures are from the other one.
Really? All right. So you're sending them pictures of, and the majority of them are from the other binder, but your statement underneath all those pictures is the one with the McDonald's card is from the other binder. Not 7 of them are from the other binder.
No, yeah, exactly. But they
No,
would have
not
known,
exactly. You and I are not agreeing. We're not on the same page. I'm concerned because you're telling me that the majority of the pictures you sent these people are from another binder. That's an inkling to me that you did remove stuff before giving it to them. Can I ask you ladies something? When you looked through that, did you immediately contact him, Chelsea or Kimberly? At 9:58, you send a picture. These pages are not in the notebook. There are no holos as were in the pics you showed us. Why? Please respond quickly or I will report. Very upset and disappointed. You have one chance to make this right. Zelle me the money back at this number within 15 minutes or I'm reporting you to the police department and offer up. And does he ever respond to any of this stuff?
No, ma'am, he didn't respond. And I did, after I waited about 30 minutes, I did call the police department.
And so what did the police do?
I showed him a couple of pictures and he said that he didn't think there was enough to go out and arrest him for that.
For a crime, right. So he told you it was a civil matter and that's why you're here.
Matter.
So I have a question for you. Is there any value to the stuff that you have?
Yeah, I did an estimate of a fair value. The Charizard being the most valuable card. But the binder without any of the holos is a maximum $50. And you did see, we upped the price when we saw those photos. We originally offered $300. We went up to $400 when we saw those photos. Like, oh, that's a better value. We thought we were being fair.
So what do you want? You want to return all this to him and you want your money back?
Yes.
And Mr. Nathan, when I look at these texts and I see that you are showing them, most of those pictures were things I wasn't selling to them. I kind of feel like you're not particularly transparent, Mr. Nathan, and I don't like it. I'm ordering you to return the $400 and we'll make arrangements for you to return the $50 worth of Pokemon cards. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Judge.
So the plaintiffs are going to get their money back on this deal. Kind of a surprise. Nathan, let me ask you, what are you thinking right now? Are you surprised?
A little bit surprised, but, can't win them all.
That's the judge's verdict.
I'll be happy to get
Gotta
my
live
cards
with
back,
that.
too. That's good.
Okay, Chelsea, Kimberly, how do you feel about the outcome of this?
I did learn a valuable lesson from this. Always pay through the app, always check the merchandise, and never give your personal information out online.
Use PayPal, don't use cash.
Anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
You get
Thank
your money
you.
back. Okay, very good. All right, Harvey, this is a valuable lesson for everybody going to buy something like this, right?
Doug, right you are. In a situation like this, by the way, when you are buying something sight unseen, make sure you get something in an email or a text with a picture of what you're buying, and that way you can compare the picture against what you actually receive. Don't do it in the dark. Get those pictures before and after.
Marilyn, do you read law books or law articles for fun?
For fun? No.
For fun.
It's for fun and profit.
Or you
no.
read comic books?
I'll read. I think anybody who's a lawyer or a judge has to stay up on the law. So if something is new and novel and it's in the news, I will sometimes go behind it and say, well, I'd like to see the indictment, or I'd like to, to figure out why a judge ruled a certain way.
That a lot.
Right.
Like,
And
I want to know what the common law is. I want to know what the case law is.
Right. Well, I don't know if that was so bad. Let's see what's allowed in their state or stuff like that. I mean, I find that I do a lot of my reading will always be, murder, mystery, thriller, spy, law enforcement.
Kind of woven into it somehow, right?
Yeah.
You like watching those kinds of shows on TV.
Yeah.
A movie that we watched with our kids about a month ago that we both love, My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
That'll still be my favorite movie of all time.
Just great stuff. The best movie ever.
Best movie ever.
Trial work.
I used to teach at New Judges College in the state of Florida. Whenever new judges were sworn in January, there's a training session in January, and I used to teach jury selection with them. And my partner, who co-taught with me, who's now a federal judge, he and I always had little snippets of My Cousin Vinny when we were doing it.
Yeah, kind of keep people on their toes, make them laugh a little bit.
Yeah.